Okay, hello. We're back again. This time I got a really good game lined up. It's versus Muonic. I was actually going to do games from Firestorm first because he started playing again. Had a good set with him, but the games I had this morning were pretty tight. It really narrowed down some like weaker portions of my play because I don't get to play late game as Veti very often. You know, it's either an overwhelming win or I lose to some timing against GDF or a Dynasty. So it's kind of cool, right? The tech transitions were pretty good up to Tech 2. Then it got a little bit sloppy, and I was also put on a little bit of the back foot because spoiler alert, I lose the Caretaker pretty early after applying some pressure. It seems like the aggressive Caretaker positioning is better on some other maps than others. I should have went down to the right. I just went a little bit too far on the aggressive side near their buildings, which got me scouted a little bit earlier than I was hoping for. And I was hoping to put up a little bit more of a fight. I figured that as long as this... I'm going for a turret push on their side. I should have probably gone in the mission control in the center, even though it's light. Even though the Tempest fields aren't as good if I plan to do this. But I'm setting up like right outside his ziggurat range that produces infantry. As long as I kill like 4 infantry, it's worthwhile to do this too. After getting the first setup, I don't want to stick around too long. I can teleport it out too if I tech properly. I only need to kill 3 to be worthwhile for the most part, but I am healing, which also costs extra money. And I'm trying to set up a new one because it can hit high and low, which is pretty useful. I just wanted... I could be attacking the Enlightened to lower his tech, but there's just so many Elaine on this map that I didn't find it worth it, and killing the Seekers overall lowers the DPS quite considerably. But losing a Seeker is definitely hurts more than me repairing the turret and keeping it alive. I'm setting down another one, so I can teleport them around hopefully. It's nice. But my macro's kind of suffering right now. It's like really bad, so I have to actually get good damage with this far more, because otherwise he's going to like snowball really hard. He actually plays it pretty smart. He keeps the Seekers underneath my Caretaker, and I soon find out that means I can't I can't build anything underneath it, which is a little bit harsh. Makes things a little bit more difficult, and playing aggressively like this makes it a lot harder to... I'm not sure how much money I'm losing trying to set those ups, but it makes it a lot more difficult to get a lot of anchors up. So instead of going multi-anchor, which I think is pretty good overall and pretty meta, I teleport the turret around to kill the infantry, because the infantry is pretty threatening. Honestly, I should have kept it closer down the center so I could threaten the TPC, especially if I'm spending money on it. But because I'm trying to do this off the cuff, and you know, I don't have like a build solidly thought through on this yet, it's definitely biting my macro side. So I'm gonna clean that up. I got a good split off, so the fight went hugely in my favor. I do forget doctrines. I should be adding them on, especially, but here's where my Caretaker starts taking a ton of damage. He should have honestly just chased after and finished it off right here, but he's a little bit late on it. And I'm just trying to... I teleport my Harvester there. It said that it was going to give me money for it, but I'm not sure if it actually was, and if that was just a visual glitch. Because that field should have been full. But I was just moving it to have the expansion ready. And right now, although I killed his TPCs, and it was, and if I had a proper follow-up with this build, I would be in a pretty good position. But right now, I'm in a bad position because my macro was sloppy. So right now he's head on harvesters, I'm head on TPCs. But definitely harvesters are worth more. The extra Tempest, what is this ability called? I forget. Is a Tempest Ward is actually really good Seeker versus Seeker, especially because he was running his Seekers through the middle of the field, making it so that his Seekers already had a bunch of Tempest charge on them. He basically nuked the one Seeker that was there, just doing extra damage, and it slows their attack rate considerably too. And I have the Barretts. Veti versus Veti is really funny. You have turrets all over the place. You have to be controlling a caretaker, and bunkers are such strong power positions if you don't have wardens, which you don't want to have wardens. Even if you have wardens, it takes wardens like so long to clear garrisons that yeah, right there. Oh, that's Tempest Storm annihilated what army he had there. and I actually got a bunch of combat servitors. I'm not sure how good they are, but I think they end up killing the caretaker. I'm trying to make my own again, which is why I'm setting down the I forget what it's called, their air facility. I should be using the inline to give my Seekers more ammo. See, right there. That was a quick restock. Actually, instant restock. It was incredibly good for me. But I'm still down to 4 harvesters, and he has another one right there. I know he has the field up by his base, and I know he has the field by his TPCs, or I assume he does. So he's basically outmining me almost twice as much currently. The only good thing about it is that those middle fields are only half butts, so he's actually not getting too much income from that refinery or the refinement altar. It makes killing it less important, but he's only getting half the amount, or he's probably only getting about 80 Tempests every 5 seconds versus the usual 120. Or sorry, 112. Unit ready. I certainly played the games a bit better, but this one, or like against Firestorm, but this one it definitely required a lot of focus, and it ends up being really close against Muonic. I kind of want the Veti Eye, but I just have no money. I find that throwing down the Veti Eye around 4 harvesters tends to be extremely strong. It takes forever to get a new caretaker too. I think the caretaker build speed could be increased, because losing one is so painful, and it takes you so long to get a new one that you're basically out of commission on expansions or building up for almost like a minute and a half, because you also have to factor in the travel time from wherever your celestial gate is located. I accidentally moved my army up into his base. They were supposed to be there, ready to attack if he came to respond to the subjugators, but he didn't respond to them. So I just get out, try to regain some ammo going, because their burst damage is really great, but I don't want to just sit there when his units respond and they have like no ammo. That's just not going to work out well for me. And I'm just trying to get mission control for more lines and the build radius, because it's still taking me forever to get that caretaker. I should have it soon though. Because I'm on the back foot trying to I'm trying to lower his economy and take efficient trades to make up for the fact that my eco is so bad right now. If he messed up, he might have been able to kill me. So I thought he was like, I didn't realize how much damage he might have taken or how much he must have lost and he was trying to replace it, because I figured that he was hitting his Tech 3, he might be making the, what are they, the constellations, and he might have been making like a Warhander at this point to come kill me, but I think he was more damaged than I thought he was, or he didn't have as much expansions of his own, because he ended up losing his own caretaker too. Alright, I'm pretty sure. Right now I'm doing this attack. It went way worse than I was expecting. I should have kept it alive because I had a heroic subjugator, and he targeted it down pretty smartly. But I would definitely have been okay. I was spending too much time looking at that fight, like one that I couldn't win. I should have been abusing my speed to take advantage of all over the maps. My main advantage is that I have good map vision, I have good garrison control, and I'm able to, and I'm also controlling the center, which means rotations are very easy for me. I don't have to go all the way around. I can just cut through the middle, which speeds things up a whole bunch. My disadvantages are my eco, because I only have 5 harvesters, and one of them I'm not even sure is actually mining. But it definitely feels like, right, he has 3 here, he's 2 on the main field for sure. He should have additional ones north of his base, or northeast of his base too. But I get off another of those Tempest Storms. I expected them to do, it doesn't stick around very long, and it didn't do very much damage to his buildings. I thought it might clear that, not just his army, but clear up the sector there, but it didn't. But you can see how much right now. That was a waste of money. I thought that maybe he might be getting close to dead. Maybe I can get a couple kills on his units there. But not the greatest Tempest Ward. I wouldn't do it. You definitely want to be using it more at the start of a fight that you're already winning, instead of one that you've already lost. But right now, I'm just trying to get value. I'm taking out his acolytes with target fire, while the Seekers are bombarding his in-lane there to make more. But in-lane, make a lane, which is so dumb. So neither side, or neither of us are really getting an advantage there, or limiting the amount of units, which is why I was focusing more on the acolytes. Let's see, I have 3 in lane. I have 2 level 3 wards, and that really speeds up your build speed, because right now it's attached to my resurrection anchor, and that's giving me 60% extra build speed on my buildings, because I also have, I believe it's Ascendance 3. But again, he has an army advantage, he has eco advantage. I need to be putting on pressure at all times so that he doesn't walk across the map and kill me, right? So I got the Seekers there, applying pressure, and I'm just bouncing between the 2 areas. Really trying to find damage, really trying to find value, really trying to delay, because I only have, what, 30 supply? It's not very much. those 2 Tempest Storms really saved my bacon so far, because he wasn't expecting them. Subjugators can feel a bit unwieldy, because they just don't want to move. But I'm trying to fall back behind the turrets and the garrison, because those are the 2 things that actually have advantage for me. We both have our full doctrine tree finished up at this point, and right now it's about whoever can build the biggest army and get the most value. He tries to use the Tempest Store on me here right now. I notice, and I get my subjugators out. Like, my less valuable units end up dying because I didn't pull them away, but I only cared mostly about the subjugators that they left, because I need to have the harass going at all times, and they're the only units that really can apply the threat, and they also are the only ones that can deal with air units once they come out. But finally, after getting 10 harvesters is when my eco starts finally catching up, I think. Or 10 refinement altars. I haven't been throwing down a lot of anchors just because it's been hard to get the refinement altar and have the Enlightened stay alive long enough when I could get so much value with them on fighting, especially restocking ammo. I'm trying to force him to respond to these guys because I'm pretty sure he would have his base up there, and as well as respond to the units pushing on the side. You can actually see the hex of the squares of the enemies. I didn't know that. So you can really target, if you know how many refinement altars are supposed to be on the field, you can get a lot of value at targeting the ones that provide the most amount of Tempest. I didn't know you could use Tempest Ward on buildings, but it does push me off his refinement altars a little bit, which I actually don't think it helps him too much. He spent like 1,800 to bring my subjugators away so that they could get more ammo and go in and burst stuff down again. That's the one thing you have to keep in mind with subjugators, is that, yeah, you can push them away and you can scare them off, but it's not going to, it's just going to mean, it just means that they're going to come back and punch even harder. I've just been trying to add on a little bit of a couple of wardens to try to apply arcing to the enemy and make up for the fact that there's not a lot of good infantry clear. I actually started moving away because I thought the Tempest Storm would kill my own units, but I just annihilated everything there. It was quite beautiful. I didn't realize at some point he managed to kill my TPC, so I've been making use the ambassadors to reclaim. But yeah, after I add on wardens, he's like, yeah, that was a smart idea. I should add on some wardens of my own. So he starts doing what I was trying to do. I don't think it actually worked out that well for either of us. Just wardens are kind of weak. Maybe they did well, but it was hard to say. I never felt that strong for me. What does feel very strong is this luminary, especially because consecration right now gives twice the bonus, double the bonus. So it's 30% more damage resistance and 60% more movement speed. It also gives the Seekers more ammo and lets them recharge faster, 200% faster. So basically my small army here is like the ammo recharges is just like a way more deadly once I have it. The Luminary is actually a really good vehicle if you have the Lightning Spear, which you should if you're at this point of the game. Yes, master. I totally forgot. I've been trying to test out the Dominance Arc too, but it takes a little while to build, and I'm less confident in it being good, so especially against someone that is good themselves, I push it off. And I'm feeling pretty strong right now. Like, I have constant production going. I kind of want tier 3 at this point. I have tons of eco. And I actually find his caretaker flying out around over there, so I'm trying to hunt it down before I can set up more, because I feel pretty good at my ability to what I've been doing to stall his eco. I see that he is Celeste. What are they? Constellation Sound, which is a bit worrisome for me, because I find that they're pretty good units, especially on mass. You get in, you deal some damage, and they can run away so easy, especially because of their long range, and you just continually get like a lot of value. I think they're an extraordinarily strong unit against like any faction. I hear it's bad against GDF, and Dynasty. I assume it's because your anti-air options aren't good, but if you have them behind a bunch of subjugators, it's not like that they can just pounce on you. And your subjugators are going to be applying subjugation on enemy infantry if they're running up, and turning them into enlightened if they're carelessly chasing after. So I believe in the Celestial and other matchups, but it's not a... It's still something I have to prove and test out more myself. It's just hard to find like GFs and ISCs more often now. But you will see a game versus Firestorm where I use Celestials and they actually end up being pretty good. I don't know why he sent his Caretaker over here on my side. He wanted to apply pressure, but I caught it so early that I was able to make my own units in response right away. And I just really want to kill that Caretaker because that just limits his building expansion so much while mine's still growing. I always find throwing down turrets is actually really important to help you defend your bases, and you can teleport them around as needed, especially in the early game. Like, it's really good. The teleport is definitely underutilized right now, and I'm making a lot more use of it in my game so far. But here's the Constellations throwing down their bombardment clearing, doing so much AoE damage. Clumping is such an issue. I wish subjugators also get affected by Tempest charges, which do make them considerably weaker, because no matter what I do, they always just want to run into the fields and get their movement speed and their attack speed reduced. I actually, that was kind of a waste, but I was just pushing off his Constellations because I didn't have enough anti-air, and I really needed to put pressure onto the base here because it was such a... Because the middle is actually very important at this point. I can't let him get a huge eco lead. I'm actually trying to make a couple specialists and the War Ender. I'm not sure what ended up happening because I never see them. I think I just took the anchor off. Yeah, I think I took the anchor off the building requirement, which means they just ended up stalling. But once you have 14 harvesters, you're like all set on infinite money. It's hilarious. This is feeling pretty desperate on his. I felt like he either had enough money that he could throw things away, or it was getting near the end of the game. And he ends up GGing. Well played. He actually made way more than me, but I really brought it back there.